right. Take it away, Nathan.
Thank you, Sydney. I'm sure everybody knows me, but if you don't, my name is Nathan Persempieri. I'm very excited to be here tonight sharing a little bit about my story coming to Mass Bay and my journey so far at Merrimack. I am a 2022 graduate at Mass from Mass Bay and just finished my first year at Merrimack, majoring in social justice with a minor that I just declared this semester in communications and media. To give you some background, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy when I was 2.5 years old. My doctor told my mom that I would be in a wheelchair and she should be prepared to install an elevator in the house. She said no way, she wouldn't let that happen, and worked as hard as she could to prove him wrong. She took 6 years off of work to care for me in between careers to find me the adequate care, and that care I still do to this day. She found some really intensive physical therapy for me. Um, and that is all to say that those initial steps that those initial obstacles that I faced, um, they were sort of questioning my ability, would I succeed in college? So anyway, once I graduated from high school in 2019, and I actually started looking at colleges early. Towards the end of my sophomore year, I had this feeling that I wanted to study graphic design in college. So my mom and I toured Lesley University, the School of Art and Design, and I specifically requested to see the graphic design studios and the photography and all that stuff. So, but that wasn't obviously for me. So, as I went along and as I visited colleges during my junior and senior years, I wanted to find something that could meet my learning and accessibility needs. And also, I lost my passion for graphic design, so that went away. But I was involved in the Newton North's graphic communications department. They have a vocational tech program that I was really involved in. Anyway, but so yeah, I wanted something that could meet my learning and accessibility needs, but none seemed to fit what I needed. A couple that we looked at, Landmark College in Vermont and Mitchell College, are designed for people who needed extra attention like me, but they didn't have the accessibility accommodations I needed. So My inclusion facilitator in high school had recommended Mass Bay to me at one point, so I decided to check it out. I remember my first visit. It was on a rainy day, November day in 2018. My parents and I were very impressed. I went to the fall open house, and they and I um, liked what they saw. Um, we appreciated Mass Bay's commitment to um, student success, individualized attention, small class sizes, and that you could quote unquote start here, go anywhere, and transfer those credits to get a bachelor's degree. So, after I went to the open house, I applied the very next day. You could imagine how much Mass Bay meant to me at that point, and I decided that was where I was going to spend the next 2 or 3 years, um, because I could be independent at home, still living with my parents, and I could commute every day back and forth to Mass Bay because it was a small school and only a 15-minute drive from where I lived. 15, not 50. Um, so, anyway, I got my acceptance letter a week later on Thanksgiving of all days. And so I had less than a year to prepare. I started meeting with the disabilities office to receive accommodations. I went to orientation. I took my placement test. Um, and I started classes, and it was all very exciting finishing up my last year of high school. I didn't have many friends, but I thrived during the last year of high school. I worked on a couple projects I wanted to work on, and I really thrived there. And then I came to Mass Bay, and I remember my mom feeling very nervous for me, as all mothers are. Um, the the night before, um, I took my first ride to Mass Bay to start classes. This was before COVID. It wasn't until the middle of my second semester that the pandemic started to, that we had to convert everything to online. Um, so anyway, and I'll talk to that about that in a minute. But I had a very good semester. First semester, I got involved in a LEAD program, which is the leadership program, development program that you learn a lot of leadership techniques and what to do to become a leader. Um, and then I took my classes. I took statistics, which I am not the greatest in, but I managed to get a good grade. And then, so yes, that semester went by, and then it was time for winter break, and then when I came back, I took English, and history and one other class. I started off taking 3 classes at a time because I felt that was a manageable amount for me. I didn't want to dive into 4 because I felt it was too much. So I did that, and then I wanted something to get more involved in. I was passionate. I was beginning to find my passion for advocacy and helping others make a difference. So I joined SGA, Student Government Association, in February, and in March the pandemic hit. So we had an extended spring break, which none of us were expecting. None of us were expecting any of this. But it was okay. I lost sort of when we went back to online. I still managed to keep up with my classes, but I lost the social interaction piece, and that was really difficult not seeing my friends in the hallways. The student engagement folks try to replicate them on Zoom by hosting these like murder mystery nights and paint nights, and different activities like that. But of course, it wasn't the same. But still, I ended up on the dean's list that spring and continued my classes into the fall and the summer, and um, it was one more year before I was, yeah, I was, um, I had one more year before I could sort of um, go back in person. And I managed, but that was kind of difficult for me, but I went about my routine, getting up early in the morning and doing my classes online, and then taking a break for lunch and studying and exercising and whatever I was doing at the time. I'm going into too much detail, but that's what I do sometimes. Um, I don't know what, but yeah, I it was kind of a hard time for me, but then I was able to go back in person a little bit. I had a biology lab that I took in the fall of 2021, so that was in person. And that was a little bit okay. You still had to wear masks and keep social distance. Um, but, we got through it, and the last semester was entirely in person, and I was grateful for that. I took environmental science, where I actually met my best friend and fellow alumnus, Keith Miller, who cannot be here on Wednesdays because he works on Wednesdays. but that's okay. He will get the recording. Um, so I graduated with him, and there was a lot of people that I met who are my friends. I made connections through SGA, and I and other clubs I was involved in. Um, And so time went on and I graduated. The big day was getting closer and closer. And I wanted to do something for my birthday and my graduation, them being in the same month. And I wanted to give back to the community the same way Mass Bay gave me so much. I wanted to pay it forward. So I started raising money for the Mass Bay Foundation. And Jeremy pulled me aside and said, the foundation wants to help you. And so they actually, this is really cool. They set up a scholarship in my name so I could leave a legacy. I wanted that scholarship to go towards people with challenges, people who experience the same things I went through, people with disabilities, so they knew that Mass Bay was a place they could feel supported, like I felt supported. Um, so that was really a great achievement. I think I was able to fundraise through sending it out to my church and my friends and family and my um, colleagues and my lots of people donated. And I was able to raise $15,000 um, for the scholarship. And I actually signed um, a form just a few weeks ago, and it is now an officially an endowed scholarship. So I'm really happy about that. And now I am an official donor at the college, and I get to participate in the um, fundraising event that they have every year in the spring. So that's really cool. And I was on TV. I forgot the most important part. I got interviewed, and that was such a great moment. They were at graduation and they interviewed me, and there is a clip on WBZ that you can watch, and it was just a fantastic experience and night for me. So I'm grateful to Mass Bay. I'm grateful for the foundation. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for everybody who helped push me and helped make that happen. So thank you. And now I'm off at Miramac. I joined the student government. Of course, I wanted to do the same thing I did at Mass Bay. Um, And so far, Miramax has been going pretty well for me. Um, there were some bumps in the road at the beginning, but it's hard to transition to a new place, any place for that matter, um, feels new. And making friends, and um, hopefully when I go back in the fall, I'm taking on a lot of leadership roles. I'm going to be an orientation leader. um, I'm going to be the Dream Secretary, which Dream is the disability rights sort of college organization. I'm going to be the secretary for that. Um, I'm also going to be the campus infrastructure chair on SGA. Um, they have like 10 committees to deal with every student concern that gets brought up. So whether that's dining, campus infrastructure deals with the physical layout of campus. And being a person with a disability, that is a great fit for me because I looked at a bunch of colleges before deciding on Miramax, and most of them were too big or didn't have the accessibility accommodations that I needed. Um, and I told LaSalle, I chose between LaSalle and Miramax. And yeah, I decided on Miramax because I wanted to get out of Newton, and I wanted to sort of explore my bubble. Um, and LaSalle wasn't, it was spaced out, and it had all these Victorian houses, um, the dorms. So I went with Merrimack, and Merrimack has a little bit of accessibility, downfalls, but I'm hoping um, facilities can take care of some, and I'm doing the best I can with what I got, and I'm grateful for the opportunities that present me this fall, and I'm going to be busy with the summer with my internships, and I'm gonna graduate hopefully next year, at which point I will either go on to get my grad degree, my master's, or I will search for a full-time job. So that's basically what I have. Sorry, that might have gone a little over.
No, that was great, Nathan.
So,
I really appreciate you wanting to. I know that you're going to come to the meeting anyway, but I really appreciate you wanting to also speak as a spotlight alumni, especially because like it's a lot to try to think of like, okay, how do I like have to compartmentalize like my life so far, kind of. But it was great. I love learning more about the alumni. I love learning more about you. I really appreciate it. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you guys for having me. I know it's a smaller group tonight, but I really enjoyed speaking, and I love speaking and spreading, telling my life story because I hope it can inspire others
Hmm.
to, uh, learn where I have come from, and I make it my sort of life's work to go out and inspire others to make changes that they want to see, because I've certainly done that. So thank you.
You're
Um,
welcome. This was great, Nathan. I
yes.
have one question for you though. So are your internships based on advocacy, or what type of internships do you have?
This summer, I'm sort of, they're both related to the arts because I am also a big supporter of the arts. Um, I am working for a theater company in Boston, and I am working with the sort of the statewide arts funding organization called Mass Creative.
Mm, hmm.
Very
So
good.
that's two things I'm doing. I'm working as their organizing and advocacy, which is similar to what I do now. But I'm excited to learn more. Um, and with a theater internship with Wheelock Family Theater, I'm working as their accessibility and equity intern.
Nice.
So
Excellent. Very good. Well, I
moving
wish you
that
a lot
ball
of luck.
forward. Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping to intern with a congressperson in the fall as well.
If anyone
Okay.
can, Nathan, it's you.
I
You
was
got
waiting for
this.
you
Yeah.
to tell me that. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And I hope to be involved more in the alumni council or network when I graduate and over the summer while I'm still here.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
we want you to be more involved, so we hope that
yes.
you do.
Hmm. All right. I'm going to share my screen so I can show you guys just a short little agenda. But I wanted to go over, everyone has seen the May alumni announcement, I'm assuming. Um, did anyone have
Yes.
any questions about what's in there, what's coming up? On the next meeting, we're going to have the mentor managers back at the meeting to let people know like what can be next steps to becoming mentors, how people who are current student alumni can become mentees. So just an information session then. I am working on getting an alumni campus tour of the new Framingham building. So, working with that, I went over there today actually, and it looks amazing, but it's still very, very much a construction zone. So, you needed to wear hard hats, you needed to wear like just stable shoes. So, I want to give the alumni an opportunity to tour the building once it's just a little bit more less of a construction zone. So, that is up and coming. I am waiting on I'm waiting on approval for our receipting for the Red Sox event. So when we have tickets actually be for, you know, if people were to donate, they get the tickets. We're just waiting on approval from the college on that specific kind of receipt, because all of the receipting right now is that it's a donation that you didn't receive anything for. So we need to make sure that legally we're doing everything correctly for that. So that game is September 23rd. It is a Saturday. It is also Fenway Beer Fest. So it's it checked all the boxes for the survey that we did. So it should be a really fun night. So if, just keep that day in your calendar. I'm also working on a automotive alumni event, which should be sometime in September. I started talking with Dave Bertano, the Dean of Automotive, over on the Ashland campus. And I wanted to have it in September because the Mass Bay Foundation is having the car show. They're bringing the car show back on October 1st.
Oh,
So
great.
we should start getting the final flyers from Nate in marketing. So you should start seeing those soon. I will be plugging that car show and the automotive alumni event from here on out. But it should be really fun. And then on top of these upcoming events, just ideas in my head, like for the paint night, for the socials, for the restaurants. So everything's kind of going on. So I will update you guys when I have more updates. And then upcoming, excuse me, volunteer opportunities, we have the fall semester scholarship application review period, which should be the end of August. I believe it's the 21st of August till the end of that week, I believe till the 28th. So if anyone is interested in reviewing scholarship applications, it is a fantastic process, and it's honestly, it gives you such a great insight of everything that's going on with our students and why the scholarship money is so important to them. Um, and yeah, and our next meeting is July 5th at 6 p.m. I'm not expecting a ton of people to be there. I myself cannot be there. I might be taking the meeting from my grandma's house in Ohio. so, so figuring that out. But that is
What's
all.
in Ohio?
A
I
lot of
know
my mom's
you.
side of the family.
Oh,
hmm my 92-year-old grandmother, who has a birthday a couple days after mine. Um, but 4th of July is always like a good time to head up there, just because a lot of like my mom had me a little older, so all of her siblings are older than her. So all of my cousins are like in their 50s and have teenagers. So like everybody kind of converges to Ohio before doing their summer plans. Like summering on an island in Florida is like one of my cousins like
Uh,
things that she does every year. And she's like, "Just come to the island for a month." And I'm like, "I have to work. Like, I can't island for a month."
That's
well,
fun.
that's fun.
It
But
it's really good for her, but
yeah,
yeah.
um, we have a similar thing where we do like a reunion. So every 4th of July, everybody comes up to our lake house in New Hampshire.
Oh, nice.
Um, and we spend like the couple days. Though this year it will be the weekend up to the 4th of July, and then bachelor my bachelor party starts on Thursday and goes till the next weekend. So
Nice.
I'll be
Fun,
on vacation for a week up there.
Good
So
for
very
you.
I
good.
don't know if I can make the meeting either. Maybe I'll have to zoom up there and show you guys the lake view.
Oh, that would be awesome,
That sounds
actually. That would be
nice.
really cool.
Yes.
well, you'll have to record it because
Mhm.
I'll be in a tent the week the week of July 4th. So I don't think we have reception.
Yeah,
I don't
Yes.
know how many people are gonna be there,
I'll
I
be
have
I
to
know.
jumping.
say.
I
Yeah,
know. I like,
I'll
if
I
start.
know.
anything, I'm gonna email them. Maybe we can push the meeting back a week just to the next week, just because I
yeah.
know that week is very busy. Um, yeah, I'll have to talk about that with Michonne, but I think that wouldn't be the worst decision. I have to make sure that the mentor managers would be flexible to move it as well, if
Yeah.
that's what we move to.
I have to fly.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
thank you very much, Nathan. You are just amazing. You're just amazing. I can't say enough good things about you. You're when I think about all the students that are going to follow your footsteps and be so much better off because of you, it, it's just incredible. Thank you for all you do.
Well, yes, thank you for saying that, and that's why we are here, right at Mass Bay to make things better and to have amazing students. And people come from all different countries and all different backgrounds and single mothers and, except. It's really remarkable. Mass Bay is a remarkable place, and I'm honored to be a part of it. So,
Well, thank you for all you do. Sydney,
Thank you,
thank you.
Thank
Nathan.
Marietta,
you.
so
Thank
nice
you,
to see
Nathan.
you.
It was nice seeing you too, Deb.
Thank you,
nice
guys.
Bye.
seeing you.
Bye. Thank you.
And I think we're just gonna end it. Thank you guys
Yeah.
so much. I really, really appreciate it. I will talk to you guys soon. We will be in touch.
Yeah. Thank you, Nathan,
Yes,
again.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.